When people think about the birth of modern computing in World War II, the story usually begins in Britain. The German Enigma cipher machine, a masterpiece of electromechanical cryptography, is set against the quiet brilliance of Alan Turing and his colleagues at Bletchley Park. There, under immense secrecy and pressure, the British developed the bomb, a special-purpose electromechanical computer designed to break Enigma's daily keys. This achievement shortened the war and saved countless lives. It has been told in books, documentaries, and films until it has become almost synonymous with the origins of computing itself. Yet, this narrative hides another story unfolding at the same time in Germany, largely unnoticed by the military leadership and later overshadowed by defeat and destruction. While the British were building machines to crack codes, a German civil engineer named Konrad Zuse was quietly constructing something far more general: a fully automatic, programmable digital computer. By May of 1941, his machine, the Z3, was operational and demonstrated to German aircraft construction authorities. It was not a special-purpose device like the bomb, nor an experimental curiosity. It was in principle and in practice a modern computer. The Z3 was not defeated by technical limitations. It was defeated by indifference, bureaucratic inertia, and misplaced priorities. In hindsight, it stands as one of the most striking examples of unrealized potential in the technological history of World War II. An unused wonder weapon in the truest sense of the term. Konrad Zuse was not a mathematician by training, nor a military scientist. He was a civil engineer, and like many others of his generation, he was frustrated by the sheer volume of repetitive calculations required in structural analysis. Stress calculations for aircraft wings, load-bearing structures, and mechanical components were performed largely by hand. It was slow, error-prone, and mentally exhausting. Zuse's response was characteristically practical. Instead of accepting the limits of existing tools, he decided to build a machine that could perform these calculations automatically. His early machines, the Z1 and 2, were experimental steps towards this goal. By the time Zuse began work on the Z3 in 1939, Europe was already at war. Despite this, he pressed ahead with a vision that was fundamentally civilian and technical rather than military. The Z3 was not merely calculate faster, it would calculate differently. It would follow a program stored externally on punched film and executed automatically without human intervention. The Z3 was completed and operational by May of 1941. In technical terms, it was a relay-based, programmable, fully automatic digital computer. It contained approximately 2,600 relays and operated with a clock frequency of around 10 Hz. While slow by modern standards, it was remarkably reliable for its era. If you enjoy going deeper into history, I publish 3 new World War II themed word search books every single week, covering battles, tanks, units, and many more. These aren't just puzzles. They let you reconnect with the past while keeping your mind sharp. They also make a great gift for any World War II buff or anyone who appreciates a good classic puzzle book. Check them out in the description below. The programs were stored on punched 35mm film, allowing different tasks to be run on the same hardware, an essential characteristic of a general-purpose computer. On the 12th of May 1941, Zuse presented the Z3 to representatives of the German aircraft construction authorities. Die Deutsche Versuchsanstalt für Luftfahrt (DWL) or the German Aircraft Research Institute, the central research and development institution for aviation in the Third Reich, showed the greatest interest. This made sense. Aircraft design was calculation heavy, and the Z3 was tailor-made for such work. Yet interest did not translate into decisive support. Despite the DVL's enthusiasm, the Institute did not possess sufficient political weight. But one man was able to provide Zuse with meaningful support: Professor Herbert Wagner. He was deeply involved in the development of remote-controlled flying bombs like the Henschel HS-293. Because of his role, he had the authority to employ Zuse and allowed him to devote some of his working hours to the Z3 project. This quiet personal support was crucial, but it could not substitute for institutional backing. In 1941, Zuse founded his own small engineering company, Zuse Ingenieurapparatenbau, or Zuse Engineering Apparatus Construction. It was an extraordinary step in wartime Germany, a private firm centered on computational machines that few decision makers truly understood. In 1943, however, Allied bombing raids destroyed the Z3. The machine, built from relays, metal frames, and punched film readers, was not evacuated or duplicated in time. With its destruction went not only hardware but momentum. Zuse would go on to build later machines after the war, but his contributions would eventually be recognized, but the moment of the greatest potential impact had passed. The Z3 never entered serial production. It was never integrated into Germany's military-industrial planning. It never shaped wartime decision-making, in contrast to the British bomb and later the American computers like the ENIAC. The Z3 remained a prototype, functional, proven, and unused. So what if the Z3 had received higher priority and full support in 1941? What if German authorities had understood what they were seeing Zuse could have been placed at the head of a dedicated research group. Multiple machines could have been built and distributed to key research centers. The most obvious application would have been in aircraft design. Germany's aviation industry was advanced but strained by constant redesigns and production pressures. Automated stress calculations could have shortened development cycles for fighters and bombers, reduced structural failures, and optimized material use, critical in a resource-constrained economy. Rocket development, including projects like the V2, relied heavily on numerical simulations that were, at the time, extremely labor-intensive. Logistics and operation research present another area of unrealized potential. By 1941, Germany was preparing for large-scale operations on the Eastern Front. Supply calculations, transport scheduling, and resource allocations were handled using the traditional methods. A network of programmable computers, even slow ones, could have supported planning at a level of complexity otherwise unattainable. Perhaps most intriguingly, cryptography itself could have been affected. While the Z3 was not designed for code breaking, its general-purpose nature meant it could, in principle, be adapted for statistical analysis and cryptographic experimentation. Germany relied heavily on the perceived invulnerability of Enigma, so a deeper computational culture might have fostered better cipher design or earlier recognition of the vulnerabilities. None of this would have guaranteed victory. Technology alone does not determine the outcome of wars, but it could have altered timelines, improved efficiency, and reduced critical bottlenecks. The failure to capitalize on the Z3 reveals much about German wartime systems. Decision-making was fragmented with overlapping authorities and competing interests. Projects were evaluated not on long-term potential, but on immediate applicability. So the Z3 suffered from being too abstract. It did not explode, fly, or fire. Its value lay in calculation, prediction, and optimization, concepts that were poorly understood outside engineering circles. Unlike rockets or jet engines, it lacked a visible, dramatic payoff. Yet the wartime story of the Z3 remains one of loss. Destroyed by bombing, neglected by the authorities, and overshadowed by more famous Allied achievements, it stands as a reminder that innovation alone is not enough. Had it been recognized, supported, and protected, the Z3 might have transformed not only German wartime engineering, but the global trajectory of computing itself. Instead, it became the unused wonder weapon, a machine that worked, a future that arrived too early, and a reminder that history is shaped as much by what is ignored as by what is embraced. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to support my channel, check out the PayPal donation link in the description or consider becoming a member. To make sure you don't miss my future work, subscribe to my channel and press the bell notification button. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.